Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. I'm noticing that social media has created a position where people can monetize the issues within their relationship very easily in order to get an income. And then for some of them, it's better for them financially if they don't overcome the issue, if they exacerbate it and create a cancerous issue, than it is to solve the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. And from the internet, we've started to monetize our relationships. Not just our relationships with our creator, our relationships with our husbands, and our relationships with our children. And it ain't freaking right. It doesn't work out in the long run. I used to have a neighbor named Mrs. Johnson. She had a kid, a boy, that I swear I almost raised on my own from a certain age to a certain age because no one was there to hang out with them. This kid had no rules, all kinds of problems at school. He was the first child I ever ran into that would play hide and seek and would peek while counting. Apparently that's just what you're supposed to do in this day and age, especially when it comes to marketing and whatnot. Does anyone play hide and seek anymore? Anyways, I digress. She was known for running afoul of the whole neighborhood and having a house that was different from any of ours. An old house, giant house with no trees that could reach its roof. And this is a very big deal because our neighborhood loved trees and nature, squirrels, roofs, Victorian houses, attics, walls. Are you putting this together, guys? Sorry. To the people that don't understand, squirrels like to jump onto roofs and they'll get into anything. They got into the attic of this house and went through my original comic collection, a whole bunch of, went through freaking everything. And everyone was pissed. Not just my house, it was the neighbor's house. So we start putting squirrel traps out. And then the neighbors start hunting them down with BB guns. Okay, so one day it was pretty funny. I was just hanging out on the front lawn, and all of a sudden, 6 or 7 fat, drunk white men just they start shooting up trees with these pellet guns, handheld pellet guns. Right? They were pissed. It was kind of funny. In a different situation, it would be scary. But I just remember this little brown squirrel jumping from branch to branch and pieces of the tree just exploding wherever it went as these little pea. Anyways, they ended up finding a dying baby squirrel. And I felt so bad for it. Like, Dad, there's a baby dying squirrel over there. And Dad's like, oh, I hope he didn't get into the rat poison I put under the shed. And he's like, oh, it might be rat poison. And oh, she was mad at my dad. She was mad at everyone. And that's when I found out there's times you just shouldn't say things, even if they're true. Yay! The baby squirrel didn't make it. And anyways, Mrs. Johnson became a staple within the community socially. She became a bedroom staple too, if you know what I mean, within the community. Within some small towns, there's good reasons not to hang out with people. Swinging becomes a thing. We don't like to talk about it. Just like the fact, I think it was Remington. Nobody blames Remington for school shootings, but in the back, when it comes to the law system, I'm pretty sure Remington's got blamed for like Sandy Hook or one of those school shootings and just basically got sued right into the ground. But we don't hear about that stuff because it's not like a flash. It happened then and the court date was here and then, it's boring. Hey, what's going on with my favorite celebrity? Oh, hey, what's news now? You see? So as she was getting into other people's beds, she was with the party group, she was always smoking and now, I'm not sure about cocaine, but she was always, hey, Nevin, where's Dune? Okay, he has to be in by supper. She's like broken down. I'm not sure if that was alcoholism or cocaine, but I don't think she'd be able to afford coke. So it must have been alcoholism. But at the same time, nobody would tell her, you need to spend more time with your kid. Nobody would tell her, you need to stop focusing on your porcelain. She was more focused on her pottery, the ceramics. You know, the ceramic in the 90s, the 80s, 70s, ceramics was a big thing with women. And she was focusing on her ceramics, which she was selling over in Mount Forest. So she was a cool girl. She was cool. Everyone in town knew her. A lot of guys loved her. So I can actually, I can say I don't know if that happened. That's just what everyone was saying. And there's stuff that shh, kind of like the P Diddy stuff. Shh, you hear stuff, but you don't know stuff, and then stuff comes out over time. Anyways, she ends up putting a letter to the editor into the local press, saying how everyone was after her poor tree squirrels, and everyone just didn't love nature in the town, and this, that, and the other. And the neighbor, oh, she said the neighbor was trapping cats and then taking them to another town or another place. Jim would never do that. But what I want to point out is this whole damn situation rings with so much truth about what I'm seeing now with women who have gotten on social media and have monetized their relationships. It seems very much as if there is a pool of scorned women who are upset with the inequities of relationships, but also, and they're not willing to admit this, the fact it's just harder to get by these days makes it seem like it is a family problem and not a society issue. I can tell you right now, when my relationship ended, it was because of TikTok. It was because of social media influencers, and everyone made her think that everything was going to end in her way, and it didn't. She admit flat out, it absolutely did not. And it seems like it facilitates to a bunch of angry women who no longer like Carnation Street. They're not interested in Carnation Street. They're not interested in what's on the television. They're interested, oh my God. I'm not even sure I want to talk about what they're interested in. Anyways, relationships have been monetized. We need to change this because it feels like selling our souls to the devil. Not literally, figuratively. And that's heartbreaking. Anyways, that's it for me, folks. Thanks for listening to me. Take care of each other, will you?